I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. Um, it's good to see him in his position, in the position that he's in. Terence Crawford, continue to be great, continue to do you, continue to love your family, and all fighters. I want to see all fighters do good in the sport of boxing.
Floyd Mayweather slams Canelo Alvarez and says that Terence Crawford is the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world right now. However, Teofimo Lopez said the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is a great matchup and good for boxing. He finds it exciting to see Crawford move up 3 weight classes, which is a big challenge. He also noted that Canelo has been strong at 168 pounds for a long time, though his move to 175 against Bivol did not go well. Lopez believes Canelo needs to win against William Skull to become undisputed again, and overall, he thinks the fight would be exciting and enjoyable for fans.
Yeah, he's got a fight against Canelo Alvarez, 2 weight classes up, September. You've also trained with Canelo. I've seen you around him. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I think it's a good matchup. It's good noise, so to speak. You know, and it's good for the sport of boxing. You get to see what Crawford could do going up 3 weight classes. You know, which is a huge step up, and on his part. And then you get to see Canelo and see if he's able to maintain the 168-pound division. You know, he's been there for quite some time, and we've seen Canelo go up to 75 to fight Bivol. It didn't look too well for him, you know, but we'll see. I think it's a great matchup. Obviously, Canelo has to do his part in winning and collecting another belt to become undisputed once again in that weight class against William Skull. So it's a great matchup. I think that is definitely eye-pleasing for the crowd.
On the other hand, Frank Warren said that Terence Crawford could give Canelo Alvarez real problems in the ring. He pointed out that Crawford is a skilled mover and boxer, and even though he would have to give up a lot of weight, he still poses a serious threat. Warren noted that early in Canelo's recent fight, his opponent's jabs were falling short, but as the fight went on and slowed down, they started landing, showing that Canelo was getting caught. He said this makes a potential fight with Crawford more interesting. Warren also mentioned that Crawford was ringside and seemed pleased with what he saw, suggesting he saw openings.
He could give Canelo a real problem now. I think early on you could see, he's a mover, and he's obviously a very good boxer. I think to start with, when he's throwing his jab, it was falling short. They weren't emphatic punches, and I think as it slowed down, it was then connecting. You know, he was catching him. It makes that Crawford fight, I think, more an intriguing fight. You know, I always say a good big and a good little one, and he's got to give a lot of weight away, Crawford, but he could give Canelo a real problem now, because Canelo was getting caught.
Watching that, do you think Crawford might be, perhaps licking his lips isn't the right word?
Well, I'm sure he was. He was sitting ringside. He was sitting a couple of seats away from me ringside. You could see he liked it. No schmuck. He knows his boxing. And the other thing is, you've got to look at, was his name Madrimov, who he fought, also gave him a tough fight for a guy who only had 12 fights. So it's going to be a very, very interesting fight between the two.
Bozy Ennis said he believes Terence Crawford has a great chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. He praised Crawford's ability to box, move, and punch, saying Crawford won't fight like William Skull, but will bring the fight to Canelo. Ennis emphasized that Crawford comes from the streets and knows how to handle tough situations. He added that Crawford could end up frustrating Canelo in the ring.
Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. And I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
Bozy Ennis further said that he believes Terence Crawford might even stop Canelo Alvarez. While he respects Canelo's strong chin, he pointed out that Canelo has never been hit by someone like Crawford, who places his punches very well. Ennis highlighted Crawford's skill in targeting the body, something most fighters, including hard punchers like Gennady Golovkin, have avoided against Canelo. He explained that Crawford's smart body attacks could force Canelo to drop his hands, opening the door for a knockout.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I think Terence gonna do what he do, man. I think Terence might stop him. He might stop him, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Canelo Alvarez got one of the best chins.
Yeah, but hey, listen, he ain't been hit by Terence though. Terence can punch, man. You know what I mean? I know he's been in with some of the great punches and all that, but them punches gotta be placed right. You know what I mean? And Terence placed them punches, man. Them body shots, man. I don't see too many people go to Canelo body. Have you seen that?
Not really.
Not too many people.
Even Triple G, who's
That's
a good
what I'm
body
saying.
puncher,
Yeah, but
everything was up top.
Everybody, and he got a hard head, man. So I would go to the body, go to the head, and go back down to the body. And then once you just keep on going to that body, he's gonna drop his hands. Once he drop his hands, good night.
Tim Tszyu shared that the matchup is interesting due to Crawford's sharp mind in the ring. He pointed out how clever and strategic Crawford is during fights, comparing his fight approach to when Mayweather outclassed Canelo. Tszyu believes Crawford has the ring smarts to pull off a similar kind of win.
It's a good fight because Crawford's very smart. We saw what Floyd did to Canelo, so Crawford's got the IQ to do that.
Oscar De La Hoya recognized Terence Crawford's accomplishments in the sport, but pointed out that, in his own experience, fighters moving up in weight often face serious challenges against naturally bigger and stronger opponents. He admitted Crawford still has a shot, but suggested the main motivation behind the fight is more about money than true sporting competition.
You know, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway.
Gervonta Tank Davis shares the same opinion as Oscar De La Hoya. Davis mentioned that Crawford is likely motivated by money, hinting that financial reasons are behind his decision. He questioned Crawford's chances, especially since moving up multiple weight divisions to challenge Canelo would be a major uphill battle. Davis suggested that Crawford might not succeed under such tough circumstances.
No. Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the money?
Yeah, he needs the money.
You think he got a chance to win?
But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
he need the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
Top Rank ain't playing like that, and they ain't playing like that.
So you don't
see? They ain't playing like that.
He's going up three or four weight classes. You think the chances of him?
That's why he say why he don't like me. That's the real shit.
Davis added that he's not trying to make people believe Crawford can defeat Canelo. He recognized Crawford's skill, but pointed out that lighter fighters often have an edge in speed and movement, which can make them more effective despite their size.
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter.
Jill is.
But, bro, I would say smaller fighters are always better than bigger fighters because they, they're smaller, they know how to move and things like that. But this guy is great at what he do. He got.
Shannon Briggs said he's backing Terence Crawford to win by knockout, stressing Crawford's power. Although he doesn't usually bet, Briggs claimed he's ready to wager a large sum, ranging from $30,000 to $100,000 on Crawford coming out on top. He confidently stated the fight would end before the final bell.
Oh man, I'm going with Crawford. Yeah, he's strong. This is his moment. I'm going with Crawford by knockout.
By knockout?
Yeah, I'm betting too. And I don't even bet. I'm not even a gambling man.
How much are you gonna bet?
I don't even know. Anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000.
Wow. 100,000 or Crawford, so not one round.
I'm going by Crawford by stoppage.
Okay,
Robert Diaz praised Terence Crawford's boxing intelligence, saying the matchup has the makings of a classic, comparing it to Duran versus Leonard. He pointed out that while Canelo always shows up in top form, Crawford has been steadily working toward this opportunity, carefully building himself up rather than jumping in unprepared.
Crawford has a top IQ. He could give a lot of problems. It is a fight of the ages. It's one of those Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard type fights. I see that as the modern one, day one. Canelo is going to be at his top, at his A game like he always does, takes every fight serious, prepares. But Crawford's not taking the jump from one day to the next. He's been working on it for a long time, getting that body ready.
David Benavidez acknowledged that Terence Crawford has a real chance against Canelo Alvarez. He believes Crawford's impressive boxing IQ and experience will be crucial factors in the fight. However, Benavidez also mentioned the challenge of Crawford moving up in weight, noting that Crawford just recently fought at 154 pounds and said it's still uncertain how that will impact the result of the matchup.
I think he does, bro. I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Bud, his IQ and his experience will definitely help him through. It's just that, you know what I mean? He's going up 2 other weight classes when he had just went up to 154. So we'll see what happens.
Regis Prograis stated that he's picking Canelo Alvarez to win, highlighting the importance of weight classes and how they give Canelo the upper hand because of his strength and experience in higher divisions. While he respects Crawford as one of the best, Prograis believes Canelo's success across multiple weight classes makes him the tougher fighter.
Man, I got Canelo on that one. Crawford. Yeah, I got Canelo, bro. I mean, I was watching Canelo earlier, Canelo versus Triple G. I mean, I just think that it's weight class for a reason. Crawford, the best. I think Crawford, the best fighter on the planet. Been the best fighter on the planet for years.
Prograis confessed that it's hard to bet against either fighter, but ultimately went with Canelo. He recognized Crawford's abilities, but felt that Canelo's proven success in various weight classes gave him the advantage in the matchup.
You know what I'm saying? Between him, Usyk, and Inoue, they the, you know what I'm saying, they're the best on the planet. But for me, obviously, I'm American. We got to stick with the Americans. So I think Crawford's the best fighter on the planet. But Canelo, I think Canelo just a different monster, bro. They always say this, bro. They make weight class for a reason. So I got Canelo, bro. It's hard for me to Canelo like the tank, bro. It's hard for me to go against him. It's hard for me to go against Bud too. But man, with Canelo with going up those weight divisions, I feel like I feel like I'm going Canelo.
Jesus Ramos believes Terence Crawford has the skills needed to beat Canelo Alvarez, pointing to Crawford's ring IQ and boxing ability. While he acknowledges that Canelo is big and powerful, Ramos emphasized that Crawford's talents, especially his ability to box and maintain distance, could give him the upper hand. He noted that while Canelo is strong, he's not particularly tall, and if Crawford can utilize his skills properly, Ramos believes Crawford can secure the victory.
I think he can. I think he can get the job done. I think he's got what it takes. Obviously, it's unfortunate that Canelo's just so big and so strong, but he's gifted. You know, Terence is gifted. He's got that ring IQ. He can box him. He definitely can. Canelo's not that big of a guy. You know, he's short, but he's strong. So as long as Crawford can, you know, keep him on the outside, box him, I think he can get the job done.
Roy Jones Jr. argued that the result of a potential fight between Canelo and Crawford wouldn't just depend on weight. He stressed that Canelo's strategy would play a key role. If Canelo leverages his strengths and follows a smart game plan, he has a strong chance of winning. However, Jones pointed out that if Canelo makes mistakes or fails to be tactical, Crawford could capitalize on those errors and win the fight.
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
Joel Diaz strongly disagreed with those who think Crawford could easily defeat Canelo, calling them stupid due to the major size difference between the two fighters. Diaz pointed out that Canelo's size and power could alter the course of the fight with just one punch. He also noted that while Crawford has moved up from 147 to 154 pounds, making the jump to 168 pounds would be a massive leap, as it's 2 weight divisions higher.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions.
Jose Benavidez Jr. strongly backed Terence Crawford in a potential fight against Canelo Alvarez, saying many people are underestimating Crawford despite Canelo's size advantage. He highlighted Crawford's boxing IQ and strategic mindset, confident that Crawford's intelligence would give him the advantage in the matchup.
A lot of people are counting Crawford out. Crawford's a he's smart, he knows what he's doing. Canelo, you know, I mean, he's not that big of a guy. He obviously weighs more, but I mean, you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I mean, I feel like it'd be a good fight. You know, it sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but I mean, only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. and you just got to keep moving forward, you know, got to keep moving forward, but it's going to be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one.
Benavidez Jr. also praised Crawford's ability to switch stances, adding to his versatility in the ring. He acknowledged that while Canelo often holds a mental edge over most opponents, Crawford would approach the fight in a unique way, believing his strategy would give him the upper hand.
The thing with him, he adjusts. He's a smart motherfucker. He adjusts. He uses. He's not only does he switch from, you know, from southpaw to orthodox, but he's just a smart. He has a high IQ in boxing, you know, and that's what I feel like. All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared, is what I believe, you know, that which already beats him, you know. So Crawford's gonna go in there to fuck, not gonna go in there to fucking. So I mean, I have it going Crawford, bro. To be honest with you.
Adonis Wilkins shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, noting that Crawford's decision to move up to 168 pounds could be a disadvantage. While he acknowledged Crawford's skill, Wilkins mentioned that jumping to 168 pounds after already moving up to 154 might slow him down. He believes the extra weight will be a significant factor and that Crawford won't be able to hit as hard as Canelo, whose power will be more noticeable in the fight. Wilkins thinks that if Crawford doesn't manage the weight difference well, Canelo will have the upper hand.
Man, if the paperwork gets signed up and finished, if Crawford can get him to come down some weight,
No, it's gonna be at 68.
that's a bad look for Crawford. I love Crawford, dog. I think he's real talented, but we see him at 154 going up in weight class, and he kind of struggled. He didn't struggle, but that weight was definitely a difference. To go up another 2 weight classes after that, we're going to see a lot slower Terence Crawford. Yeah, his boxing ability is there, but Crawford don't hit like Canelo. Canelo's coming down for that fight. It's going to be rough. So I'm going to give it to Canelo. Love Crawford, but I'm going to give it to Canelo.
How you got that?
Wilkins predicted that Canelo would win, likely in the later rounds. He compared the situation to Canelo's fight against Caleb Plant, where Plant was ahead early but began to tire as the fight wore on. Wilkins expects Crawford to struggle with the weight difference and lose energy around the 10th round. He believes that once the fight reaches the later rounds, Canelo's power will start to take over, landing heavy shots and eventually wearing Crawford down.
How does it go?
I say he's going to get him in the later rounds because of the weight difference. The weight difference is going to affect Crawford's win most likely, so he's probably going to slow down around 9 to 10 round. I think it's going to end up just like the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb Plant was winning that fight until them later rounds. So when it gets into them later rounds, I think Canelo's going to speed it up and start really hurting him with the power shots.
Jaron Boots Ennis, on the other hand, leans toward Canelo Alvarez winning the fight, pointing out that Canelo has been able to stop bigger opponents despite not being a natural 168-pounder. Ennis highlighted that many of Canelo's past opponents likely weigh close to 200 pounds on fight night, yet Canelo still manages to take them down. He believes the fight will be exciting and something fans are eager to see. Ennis also suggested that Terence Crawford should have a tune-up fight at 160 pounds to adjust to facing larger opponents, build muscle, and stay sharp while avoiding a long break.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Dimitri Bivol believes Terence Crawford truly wants the fight with Canelo Alvarez and will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. He noted that Crawford's champion mentality will make the fight more exciting. On the issue of weight, Bivol said Crawford won't allow Canelo to move around and rest as easily as he did in his last fight, making it harder for Canelo to take breaks. When asked who would win, Bivol admitted he wasn't sure, but called it a very interesting matchup.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants
this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think the fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight. Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know. We'll see.
Errol Spence Jr. believes Terence Crawford has the ability to challenge Canelo Alvarez and accomplish something significant. Spence voiced his support for Crawford, stating he would back him if the fight happens. Although he's unsure of the outcome, he feels that Crawford, in his quest for greatness, is the one who could rise to such a challenge. Spence also pointed out that since Canelo has moved up to 175 pounds to face fighters like Kovalev, Crawford, who began his career at 147 pounds, should also be capable of stepping up to the occasion.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.